Hello, welcome to What the Flick. Christy, Alonzo, and Matt. The latest Pixar movie is out this week, Inside Out. It's great. Please go look at our review of that separately. But what Alonzo did this week was to rank on the Wrap, where he writes, all 15 Pixar movies in order, from best to worst. And a couple of other writer friends of ours have done this week, too.
Yeah, Matt Singer at Screen Crush and Tim Grierson, and yeah, it's been the thing to do this week.
But you did it first.
I did, or mine ran first
you
anyway.
You were out of the gate first. So.
Boy, and I'll tell you, nothing starts arguments on my Facebook wall like ranking the Pixar movies. Like I've posted political stuff and movie reviews that people disagreed with, and I get a couple of comments. But everybody has their own ranking for this thing, which I totally get.
That's why it's fun, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like picking your favorite Beatles song. So, in fact, when I posted this on Facebook, I said, I guarantee you will disagree with me. So I'm going to give that same guarantee to the What the Flick audience. You will disagree with my ranking of the Pixar movies, and I don't care, because I will disagree with yours, and that's what makes this world so fascinating.
The foot is down.
All right, number 15, bottom of the heap. Most people will agree with me. Cars 2. Come on.
It's just terrible.
Yeah, no.
They just phoned it in.
Yeah, and then right above it is Cars for me. I'm sorry. Now, I know, like, if you are a 7-year-old boy, this is the greatest movie ever made, but,
The Cars area at California Adventure is better than Cars itself.
Yes, that's a great, I do love the Cars.
It's a decent remake of
Doc Hollywood. Yeah, totally. But yeah, just, by Pixar standards, it's Then at number 13 is A Bug's Life, which I think they were sort of still getting their act together. And there are things in that movie that work and some fun performances. But if it weren't for the its own land at Disneyland, I don't even know that I would remember A Bug's Life. It's just kind of...
I forget that it existed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so then at number 12, we have Monsters, Inc., which, I think I love the look of that movie. I love the look of all the different monsters that they created, from the fluffy ones to the scaly ones and everything. But I don't know, story-wise, it didn't really stay with me. Again, you will disagree with these. Because if you saw these movies in the theater and you were just the right age, like, you will hold on to them forever, and I don't begrudge anybody that.
I would say I have a soft spot for Monsters, Inc., because it made me cry. It's sad.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, when she's scared of Sully.
Okay.
Right? Spoiler.
We'll get to the ones I cried at momentarily, I promise. Then at number 11, I put Monsters University. I think it's actually a little better than Monsters, Inc. was. I thought it had I enjoyed some of the jokes to it, and I think it might be the first kids movie ever made that suggested maybe everyone doesn't need to go to college, which I thought was kind of daring.
I liked it better when it was called Revenge of the Nerds.
Well, yeah, this is true. All right, okay, number 10 is Up.
Shocking.
I know, I'm low, but here's the thing. Up opens so well. That opening 20 minutes or so, the montage of our hero's life and his losses and his loves is so moving and powerful that the rest of the movie cannot match it, I think. I feel like it gives you such a great thing out of the gate that the whole rest of the movie you're sort of like, well, this is nice, but... And again, as I mentioned in the review that we did for Inside Out, I hate the contrived argument between the heroes so they can then get back together later. It just bugs me. All right, number 9 is Ratatouille. Again, the contrived hero argument, but a lot to love there. And again, I would watch any of these movies again. Maybe not the Cars movies, but the other 13 totally, And then WALL-E, which again I think starts so well. I think the silent segment of WALL-E is the best thing Pixar has ever done. It's beautiful and it's haunting and it's so wonderfully put together. And then they have to go out in space and get chased around by fat people, and it loses a little something.
The ending falls apart on WALL-E for me. But if you'll recall, it was our LA Film Critics pick for Best Movie of the Year.
It was, and it was Tim Grierson's pick as the best of the Pixar movies. So again, we all disagree on this. Okay. So then, here's my controversial one because it's this high on the list. I liked Brave a lot. I know the production was a mess and they rewrote it and they fired the director and whatever. I really dug Brave. I really like Merida as a heroine. I think it's a sweet story about family and familial obligations and about...
there's a bear.
And there's a bear.
Trump!
And about just sort of like...
Should there be a bear? I'm not sure there should be a bear. The thing that makes the bear maybe shouldn't happen.
It's an Emma Thompson bear, though. That's the best kind.
It's a bear.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So then, Inside Out, the latest one, I think falls smack in the middle. It's lovely. It's beautiful. People will dig it. And then, we're up to number 5. So the first Toy Story movie. which I think still holds up and really, I think revolutionized the animation industry more than any single movie since Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in terms of completely changing what cartoons looked like and how they were made and what we expected out of them, for better or worse. Nonetheless, I think nothing was different. Nothing was the same after that first Toy Story.
Standard, yes.
Yeah. Number 4, Finding Nemo. I think, probably one of their better combinations of sort of adventure and humor, and wonderful characters and beautifully designed. Number 3, Toy Story 2. Holy crap, that Sarah McLachlan song.
So just for that alone,
devastating.
Number 3 spot?
Not just for that. The whole thing is great, but okay. Then number 2, The Incredibles, which I think is not. I mean, I think it's inarguably the best superhero movie not based on a comic book. And really one of the best superhero movies, period.
And the best movie about objectivism.
Well, yeah.
And Rain approved.
Way better than all 3 Atlas Shrugged movies, I'll give you that.
So it was a punch in the face.
That's true. Maybe not as good as the King Vidor, the Fountainhead, but that's, you can argue about that. Anyway, and then my number 1 is Toy Story 3, because holy shit, if we're going to talk about movies we cried at, that movie is devastating on so many levels, and it just keeps coming at you. And I think just has so much to say about growing up and death and putting one side of your life, aside and moving forward and sharing it. And for me, far and away, like their greatest achievement.
It does have very grown-up notions the same way that Inside Out does, a grown-up perspective rather, of childhood. What are yours? What would you don't have to rank them all, but like, what would you?
Well, we have a list.
Yeah.
The
Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, all right.
Tomato meter list.
Okay.
The updated version.
Do you agree with this list?
No.
Okay.
No. According to the Tomato meter, I'll start from the top down. The best reviewed Pixar movie is Toy Story 2. At 100,
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
at 100% with the most reviews. Another movie at 100% with slightly less reviews, Toy Story. Number 3 is Toy Story 3, which is at 99%. Couple of haters on that one. Finding Nemo is at 99%. Then Up, which is at 98.
Okay.
After that is The Incredibles at 97. WALL-E at 96. Ratatouille at 96. Monsters, Inc. at 96. And the way we rank these is that whoever has the most reviews
Sure, yeah.
wins. Bugs Life at 92.
Interesting.
Brave at 78. There's this big gap,
Whoa,
right?
yeah.
Jump down, yeah.
And I bet you that Bugs Life 2 would probably not be as high
Right.
if people
Now.
were viewing it in the
Right.
in the context of the other films.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
it was the second one out of the gate, so it was still like, woo,
and
this
it's
is so
kind of
cool.
the Three Amigos, right? I mean, it's somewhere between Three Amigos and Magnificent Seven, and it's fine, but it's not genius.
It's not life-altering.
Not life-altering. Monsters University at 78. Cars at 74. And at the
Wow.
bottom of the barrel, Cars 2.
Well, that was a disaster.
39.
Oof.
That's a huge
That's
drop
the
down.
only rotten Pixar movie.
Yeah.
And
The Knives came out for that.
so,
one.
but for-
What would
so
you pick?
on your
Yeah.
personal list, what would be your number 1?
It's hard to get past Toy Story 3. Like, that was as an emotional journey in a movie, I think, that I'd ever had. Just devastating. I mean, ugly crying by the end of the movie. My wife and I both, and Gabe, who was, I think, 4 or 5 at the time, looks over and says, "Why are you guys crying?"
Right.
Shut up, kid.
You'll know
We're
later.
not. There's something in my eye.
Exactly.
So that's your number 1 would be Toy Story 3?
Probably Toy Story 3. Although the Pixar movies get very emotional, and they all, even the ones that are lesser and even the ones that have problems, like there's a scene in Ratatouille where the critic bites into that dish, right? And he has that flashback.
That is an
Like,
unforgettable moment.
I'm getting choked up just thinking about it because like the nostalgia of it is amazing.
And
So-
I refer to that moment constantly when I'm explaining to people that
Right.
no, film critics don't hate
Right.
movies. We love them, and we basically are. Every time we go to a movie, we want that Anton Ego eats the Ratatouille moment of having it all come flooding back. Of why we did this in the first place.
And Ratatouille is so like, visually just lush. It looks like it's all like cooked with butter, like everything itself.
Right.
And Patton Oswalt's voiceover is so great. I don't know. I think I'd put WALL-E really high on here. I'd put WALL-E and Nemo really high, and The Incredibles.
hard to pick.
I like Up a lot better. I'm with you on your lower stuff. I would maybe put Inside Out in my top 5.
Okay.
It's really, again, it's like, it's so hard.
Pick a number
It's so-
1. Pick one.
I'm gonna pick
Do
Wall-E.
it.
Take a
Wall-E.
stand.
I'm taking Wall-E, even though I don't love the fat part at the end. It's a little reductive and low-hanging fruit but it's still beautiful and profound. He's
Right.
ambitious in his concept of these movies here. So
Wally.
yes. So let us know what you think. Tell us how stupid we are, and
You will anyway.
because these guys agree. And so we'd love to hear your thoughts on what are the best and what the worst are. Thanks. Bye.